Hey, before we get started, I want to thank our new sponsor, Marietta's new Theater in the Square, and I have Raul Thomas who's going to talk through some of the exciting things he has going on at the theater. It's going to take a little longer than usual. Here it is. We're at Marietta's new Theater in the Square, and this is the latest play he's got coming up in a couple of weeks. It's called Fences.
That's correct. August Wilson's greatest play, Fences. It's been done both by Denzel Washington at the Broadway Theater as well as in the movie. What the twist to us is we have both our artistic directors in the play. Nick Starr playing Troy, and then we have Emil playing Gabriel, which is the brother that goes away to the army and comes back a little bit challenged, and he plays the trumpet and he sees God and he sees all types of things. So we're just so excited with the cast that we have. Princess Star's coming out in it. I have my granddaughter coming out in it. She's playing the little girl. We're just really excited. Really excited about the work that's happening here at the Square.
Great. Tell me a little bit about your only fundraiser.
That's right. So we only have one fundraiser a year. Our second annual golf tournament is being held at Marietta's City Club. It is on May 26th. We have so many sponsors already, but still looking for a few more. We're looking for people to come out and play golf. We have a women's clinic this year, so if the wives want to know why men play so much golf, they'll be able to come out and figure it out. It's $50 for the women to get a clinic and learn how to play golf, and the guys are $125 a man, $500 a team.
And what comes with $125?
So for $125, you get to drink and eat all day long. Drink and eat all day long. You get trophies, and you get to play golf, and the camaraderie that we have amongst each other and supporting theater on the Square.
And who's going to be doing the food?
Of course, me.
So what do you got planned?
So I'm going to be roasting a pig this year.
Wow.
So I'm going to roast a 90-pound pig. We'll have a pig in a cajachina.
What's a cajachina?
Cajachina is a box. It's a Cuban way of cooking. It's a Cuban way of cooking a pig from the top down instead of from the bottom up. We'll have rice, and we'll have food and hot dogs and hamburgers, beer, wine, soda all day long. Don't forget now, of course, you'll be there all day with your podcast, making sure that everybody that sponsors Marietta's new Theater in the Square gets a personal podcast as a sponsor.
I don't know if City Club is ready for us.
I don't think they're ready for us. I don't really
They're
think
a little
they know what we're bringing. They actually were nice enough to allow us to have the girls' clinic, and they have their own golf teacher there. So they're supporting what we're doing as well. The arts is dying, and people don't support it like they used to. The people that do support it, they really go above and beyond, as yourself, and as so many other people that have said, hey, we want to see this theater thrive. We want to see you guys stay around. We have no grants. We don't get any government funding. We do it all from, what they call grassroots.
And love.
And love, absolutely, a lot of love.
What's the sponsorships you have available?
Okay, so sponsorship levels start at $1,500, and they go down to $125. $125 gets you a whole sponsor, so you can sponsor a whole, or you can be a major sponsor of $1,500 and get your name on our marquees, as well as all our playbills, as far as all year round as a season sponsor, and you can really, really help the theater with the larger sponsorship. But we want to give everybody the opportunity to sponsor, so we have all levels.
And we're going to get also at those higher levels, you're going to get a chance to talk to me and get a episode on Marietta Stories podcast.
So it has to be the level for $500 and up. Then they get a free podcast with Marietta's podcast here in Marietta City.
Marietta Stories.
Sorry, it's Marietta Stories podcast, forgive me. And they'll get your own. So you'll get to do like I'm doing.
Right. Great. So how do folks find out more about the sponsorship?
So for sponsorship, you want to call me directly. You want to call me at 678-270-7272. For signing up for the golf tournament, or if you just want to come out and see a show, you can go to our website, www.theaterinthesquare.net. That's theater, RE-in-the-square.net, as well as our phone number is 770-426-4800 or 4801.
All right, great. What date is the golf tournament?
Golf tournament is May 26th. May 26th, the second week of the run of Fences. Oh, I left something out. You get tickets to Fences if you become a golf sponsor. So that's even better.
Wow, that's quite the package.
Yeah, it is a big package. You get maybe $1,000 worth of stuff for a $500 sponsorship.
Well, congratulations on all the continued success, and that play sounds great.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely check it out.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
bring the museum back to life.
You know, people sit out on the front porch hoping people will come by.
Go forth and do good. It's insane. I have the most understanding wife in the world.
I treat everybody the same thing.
Oh, that's the other thing I love about Marietta. It's like a melting pot.
You are listening to Marietta Stories. Each week, veteran podcaster Bill Nowicki brings you the heartwarming, interesting, and fun stories from the people that make the community of Marietta, Georgia, a place to call home. Here's your host, Bill Nowicki.
Hey, Harriet.
Yeah, Bill.
Welcome back to doing the intros here at Marietta Stories podcast. I appreciate it.
Glad to help you.
Did they have career fairs when you were in high school?
No, not in high school.
What was the careers that women could do back then?
Two choices. You could either be a teacher or a bookkeeper.
Or a nurse?
Or a nurse, that's right.
I went to Marietta High School and did the career fair there and had 22 minutes to walk around and talk to people, and I tried to talk them into podcasting.
Well, did you have any luck?
I don't know. I gave out like 50 cards and I didn't get any back. But I did talk to a bunch of young people, and they were really interesting. And then I talked to some business owners that were there. There's a welding school. And I talked to some radio folks, Jen Hobby, who's on 97.1 and who's married to the superintendent of schools. You didn't know that?
Yes, you told me that.
You read the paper every day, Harry.
No, but I read about the superintendent. I don't read about his wife.
Well, I found out about his wife, so she was really sweet and nice person. So hope folks will check out this episode of Marietta Stories podcast.
I hope so, too.
All right. Talk about Career Day.
Welcome to Career Day. We are ready for these students to come in and learn about all the different career opportunities that are available to them. We've got about 50 or so different industries represented, and we are super excited to have these students.
What's your name? I'm sorry.
I'm Julie Michaels.
Julie? Yeah, so I'm Bill Nowicki from Marietta Stories podcast, and I love Marietta, and I love helping folks. How many years have you guys done this?
This is our 4th year. Super duper excited.
Yeah, how many people do you think are going to be coming through?
Lots. Millions and millions.
Really? How many kids are at the school?
Tons.
I think it's like 1,300. Is that about right now?
You know what? A lot.
I'll count them as they come through. But I know you're busy marking the thing up so you can tell folks about it. Yes. All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
All right. We're mixing media. Well, you know, I'm an engineer. I have no journalism background. But I think that gives me advantage because I really don't care all that much about the content.
You're objective.
I'm objective. And you guys are from 94.1.
Yep.
Where do you broadcast from?
We broadcast out of Smyrna.
What's your name?
Amanda.
I didn't even get your name. See, I'm terrible at this.
I'm Sam.
Sam and Amanda. And you have microphones set up. What are you going to tell kids? That radio's a great way to make lots of money.
Maybe not the money part, but it's a nice way to bring joy to people, which is fun.
All right, and you're going to go through the technology end of things. What are you going to tell them about?
Yeah, so we have this thing set up over here where they can, we have scripts, and they can record some scripts, and we're going to put it into Adobe, which is our editing system, so that they can have it either for themselves or if we wanted to play it back on the radio for them. So that'll be exciting for them to do.
You think you're going to actually put some of these on the radio?
Maybe. That would all be up to Miss Jen Hobby, who's going to be here, what she wants to do with them. But
Miss Jen Hobby, who is the wife of
the
superintendent of Marietta Schools. You should know that. You're in one of Marietta City Schools.
I did tell him that he was an important man in the city of Marietta. I was like, he's an important man in the school system.
He's the #1 downloaded podcast episode that I have. 2,500 is like 2,600 downloads just on him.
Well, maybe Jen Hobby will be the second most downloaded one now that she's here.
I should hit her up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whenever she's over here, she might give you a little words.
Okay, maybe I will. I haven't yet to meet her. So you have everything laid out very professionally. You have pens. You have a Dropbox thing. What's that for? More information?
Tickets.
What is it?
This is how you win concert tickets right here.
What concert?
James Bay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm too damn old. Too damn old for that one. So what's James Bay's like? Oh, is he the one a few years ago? I can't remember the name of the song.
I think I know what you're talking about, so yes.
That's great. You guys are great communicators. See, that's why I'm not on the radio. I'm not a great communicator. I don't remember names.
But you got a podcast. It's might as well be the same thing.
Might as well, but I don't think I have near as many. I don't talk about the weather and traffic and stuff like that.
Not everybody's interested in the weather and traffic, you know.
So, Sam, what do you do besides come to high schools and check out seniors and juniors?
At Star or in general?
At Star and in general.
Both Amanda and I are part of the promotion staff, so we go around to lots of different venues, and we set up like a big tent, and we do all kinds of fun stuff to promote our radio station, and that's pretty much.
And what do you have degrees?
Yeah, I have a communications background, and I'm minor in anthropology, and
from
Kennesaw State University.
Were your parents excited when you landed this job?
Yeah, they were pretty excited.
You hesitated for that one split second. Why weren't they? They weren't probably excited at your major, maybe.
Yeah, no, they were happy. They view all of my experiences as things to embrace. So I guess that's a good thing.
That's great. You have embracing parents. How about you?
Well, I also have a background in communications, and they were pretty pumped for me to get that. I changed my major a lot, so for me to settle on something was pretty exciting to them.
You were on the what number of year plan?
It took me 4.5 years.
That's not bad. I mean, changing majors in 4.5 years, but you probably didn't jump like from engineering to...
No, well, I also went to a different school, too, so I transferred schools and changed my major, so it was just all a bunch of nonsense.
Well, I think kids are coming in, so I better get to my spot. Pleasure meeting you both.
Whoa. Hello. Hey.
Let me ask you, what's your name?
My name's Aaron Ford. What's your name?
Bill Nowicki, and I'm a podcast host of Marietta Stories podcast.
Cool. How long you been working?
Working? Oh, gosh. I've been working since I was like 12 years old, so like almost 45 years.
Do you have any kids?
I have 2 boys, 27 and 25.
Oh,
Snap. I'm sure it's going to be the name of your show, the Snap Show.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing?
Well, I enjoy playing drums for a band. Yeah. Gonna go to school for that, music, performance. Does it ever feel awkward at sometimes? Like you don't know what else to ask or like?
Yeah, I try to mix it up. So like if it starts to get, so you listen for the listener. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like when you do music. You know, certain songs work, certain ones don't. But I never get too upset about it because it's not live. I edit it. So if something doesn't work or goes down a rat hole, and I just delete it and make it tight, just like you would in music.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, cool. Well, thank you.
The thing you learn is just that mic technique.
Uh-huh.
It's not easy, but
yeah, you got to pick up. Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
Good question. Since 2014. So almost 4 years.
As long as I've been in high school.
As long as you've been what?
Here.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're getting ready to get out, right? What would you want to do a podcast about?
Storytelling and narratives and stuff.
Great.
So how's your day going?
Pretty good. I'm excited to be here at Marietta High School.
That's really cool. Can you tell me a bit about Marietta Stories?
Yeah, Marietta Stories have over 50 interviews, 39,000 downloads. I've gotten to meet some great people, started relationships with people, local business owners, nonprofits. It's been a real gift to be able to tell folks stories.
What was the most interesting story that you've gotten?
Oh, I hate this. It seems like every time I do my podcast, I have an interesting story. But I talked to ex-governor Roy Barnes on Monday. He told me a story where he was trying to get the flag changed to get the stars and bars out of it, the Confederate part of it. And he said that he was trying to talk legislators into getting rid of it. And one guy would always go in front of the legislature and say, "What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do?" And so he brought him in his office and said, "I really need you to vote on this." He goes, basically, what would Jesus do if they had this flag? And he said, "Well, Jesus isn't up for re-election next year." So stuff like that. I mean, just fun.
So how's your day going today?
It's going pretty good. I've been looking at some stuff But there's this girl in this pink shirt. She keeps following me around, and I don't really like her that much.
What's her name?
Nia Myrtle.
That
Well-
sounds like you.
She keeps following me around. I don't know what to do about it.
Well, so how's senior year going for you so far?
I got accepted to a college,
What college?
Valdosta State University.
What will you be majoring in?
I'll be majoring in psychology.
What interests you about psychology?
I just like the way that the mind works and trying to figure out why people do what they do. And I want to study serial killers.
So, like, what field would you like to go to after you graduate college?
After I graduate college, I'd probably like to go to the forensic psychology field or the criminal justice field. Hopefully, if everything goes well, I'll get a kind of internship in this internship program with the FBI where they take undergrads and you basically train with them in the job that you want.
So you want to be in the FBI?
Yes, I do.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
That's a pretty impressive plan. I would not. When I was getting out of high school, I didn't have all those steps in my plan. I had like nothing. Your name?
My name is Sean Quinton. I'm with Georgia Trade School.
Georgia Trade School out of Ackworth, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
All right, can't talk to you. I'm sorry. No, I'm just messing with you. So tell me about the trade schools. They're pretty much exploding, aren't they?
They are. In particular, ours is with welding.
And welding. You teach welding.
That's all we teach is welding.
Aluminum welding.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Steel.
Steel is.
What other kind of welding?
We do stainless welding. We do flux core, MIG welding, which is wire. We do stick and TIG.
What's the job prospects look like if someone wanted to go into welding?
You know, if you graduate our school with any kind of certificates, hell, you don't even have to have a certificate these days. Basically, if you want to...
You even have to go to the school?
Yes, you do have
to. Okay, you got to go to school. Okay, yeah.
The jobs are out there. It's almost 100% placement right now. Yeah.
And what kind of jobs are you talking about?
They're great jobs. The way we look at this is it's opportunities for a long-term career. They can weld all their lives, but they can also become supervisors. They can become certified welding inspectors, management, just all kinds of great opportunities. Generally speaking, our students start out making anywhere from 17 to 18 an hour.
Wow, that's pretty darn good. And how long is the school?
4 months.
4 months? They're making that kind of money after?
Yeah, right? It's pretty amazing, right? They're working at like Starbucks for minimum wage or maybe $10 an hour, and in 4 months they can turn around and almost double their income.
Why do you think young people don't want to go into this kind of stuff?
Well, because our society has driven everybody towards college, which there's nothing wrong with college. We're totally pro-education, but we also believe that people need time to figure out what they want to do, and this gives them a good bit of leverage to go out and work and experience life, and then maybe from there they can start building on that.
Well, you learn a tremendous amount about science and everything else, because like for me, I joined the Navy, then I went to college, and I knew why I wanted to go to college after I was in the Navy.
Well, and even with the military, I don't think those opportunities are the same as when you were probably enlisted. So I think that we've reduced the amount of guidance we give these students for career opportunities. Even though we have things like this with career fairs, it doesn't really give the full context of what's going to happen next. And you know, the lesson as adults that we all know is we don't always know what we're going to end up doing.
And why are you so passionate about this? Why not just not deal with trying to get people into this line of work?
Okay, so that's a huge question for me in particular because...
I can tell you're passionate about it. That's my job as a podcaster. I find people like you that are passionate, and then I dig down deep.
Yeah, I mean, asking the tough questions is perfect.
What's your story? Like, how'd you end up here?
Well, it's a great story. My degree was in computer information systems. I worked in real estate for a long time and somehow landed into welding. And it was one of those things where it was just helping a friend out. He had bought a business that taught it. Every opportunity I got, I walked out there and learned welding. I didn't know the first thing about it in 2000.
Well, it's art and science, right?
It's everything. It's everything I love to do. And so from there, we basically built our own school. And essentially, it's a school that I would have wanted to go to at that age.
And how do you, the first day of school, what's it like? Are you making them sit down and listen and lecture, or what do you do with them?
Basically, we teach everything right from a book and just go on all day.
That sounds terrible. All right, end of the interview.
Yeah, exactly. No, their first day, they are in a booth welding. Literally from the first hour, they are putting their clothes on and welding. So, I mean, that's it. It's real context.
Instead of taking Strattera and these other ADHD meds, let's get these kids up and doing stuff, and maybe they'll like welding.
You know, the amazing thing is
I'm going to get you worked up.
Yeah, one of the things that we've learned through our program is it's very disciplined, and they respond to that. You know, all the things that people say, the generalizations about millennials, yeah, I'm sure there's some of that's true, but the reality is they just want direction. Yeah, and they want discipline, and they want to know what's expected of them. And if you lay that out clearly for them, they respond very well.
And you probably care a little bit too.
That probably plays a little bit into it. Yeah, I mean, like I see where they've been.
You don't just take the check and then if they fail, sorry you failed, get out of here.
The great thing about our school is we have a waiting list.
I'm asking tough questions.
This isn't a tough question at all, because you know what? If they don't do the work, I don't want the check. I tell them to get out because there's somebody who's ready to take their spot. That's it. Like it's about.
Oh, so there's a waiting list.
Yeah, we have about a 6-month waiting list.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's good, because I was going to quit my job and head on over your school.
You know what? We'll see if we can make room for you, okay?
I could do a podcast for you.
Every day you could just podcast from your
Daily Welding
Experience podcast.
Yeah. That'd be great. What do you think the first podcast episode would be? This is like improv at this point.
Welding 101, how to get burned and not cry.
Not cry. No welders are allowed to cry.
Well, no, there's definitely crying in welding. Trust me. I've seen more men cry in the last 5 years.
Well, you got the hood on.
Well,
that helps.
Tears, you know. I mean, they just drop right down in your shirt. You can put it off as sweat.
There you go. Very good. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, and best of luck. And how do people get a hold of you?
They can just go to georgetradeschool.com, or they can call our phone number at 770-590-9353.
Great. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well. Thanks for.
Hi, my name is Daniel Kumi.
All right, what's your Marietta story?
I'm actually an author of 4 books.
4 books. What's the names of them?
The first book's called Daniel's Tales. The second book's called Torn Other Stories. Third book's called Cat's Cave, and fourth book's called Cat's Cave: Prison of Skulls.
Cool. Are they on Amazon?
They are.
How can people find them? Just by typing in the title?
They can. Yep.
All right. So why do you love to write books?
I just love expressing myself and using my own creativity.
Have you thought about a podcast?
A little.
You should say yeah right now.
Right now, yeah.
No, it's a real cool way to meet people. Like you could have an author's podcast and say, hey, how would you like to be on my show? And then you get to meet really cool people. You get to meet people like you.
Thank you, sir.
Isn't this cool?
Yes, sir.
What kind of things do you want to be doing movies on?
Yeah, I'd love to be doing movies. I love cinematography, but working behind the camera and directing. So,
what do you use for editing?
I've used Adobe Premiere Pro.
Your parents don't mind spending the $20 a month or whatever?
I've used it a lot. I've gotten a lot of mileage.
Oh, you got the student
discount, yeah.
That's cool, because they get you into it, and then when you graduate,
yeah, so
you got to pay.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. So you have anything on YouTube we can check out?
I've got some things I need to post on YouTube, but I haven't put them up yet.
Why not? You got to share it with the world, man. It's no good just on your computer.
I know.
So let's commit to a date.
Okay.
See, you can get away with anything with a mic. Yeah, see, I put you on the spot. I don't even know who you are. You're committing to me for a date. Okay, what's the date?
Let's say by graduation.
Graduation, which is May?
May 26th.
May what?
26th.
May 26th, you're going to have your movie out, which is?
I've got a couple short films and news things, so...
Cool. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, and stay in touch. You can email me. You can tell me when the stuff comes up. I'll put the link on the website.
Okay. Yeah, good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Say, hey, I'm Bill Nowicki from Marietta Stories. Who are you?
Hey, Bill. David McDonald with Modern Image.
Modern Image is?
We're a document and photograph scanning company.
So you take all that mess, 3-wing binders, and you create files.
Correct. Searchable files. So we're working with...
Searchable?
Absolutely. We're working with the Building Facilities Department now, and they've got a whole room full of these maintenance binders. They're going to scan them. They'll be able to get to them from the field and search whatever they need as they're in the field instead of having to come back and make copies.
And move to the 21st century.
21st century. Photographs is a big part of what we do. I'm from New Orleans originally, so all of mine are in the Gulf of Mexico. So we like to help people put their archive together and augment it with audio or video or whatever and preserve it for future generations.
That is so cool. And how long have you guys been around?
We have been, we're in our current office for a year and a half. We've been in business 7 in all, but only 5 in the Atlanta area. So.
And where are you have an office in Marietta?
We do. It's near Delk Road and 75, right around the corner from Dave & Buster's.
Okay, so you're right there with the new Atlanta United Training.
Street from us, that's right.
That's cool. You got there in the right time.
Nice area. We like it. Yeah, it's good.
Cool, yeah. So I interview local businesses, nonprofits. I interviewed Grant Rivera, the superintendent of schools, Roy Barnes, people that are from Marietta, love Marietta. I love Marietta. I've lived here 6 years. I love the people here. I love what people are trying to do to make it better. So whatever I can do. But
got a great feel to it. I love the town as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so much fun for me because you know how you pass people on the street and you say, oh, yeah, but when you stop and talk to them, they're actually pretty interesting. Now, how did you get involved?
I got
into what you're doing.
Well, I got involved. I got in the business because of seeing what happened as a result of Katrina. Businesses that couldn't reopen, people lost their school records, their medical records, and it really is a more immediate problem than I think people realize. And so the ability to help people, I've got a bit of an IT background in change management, helping businesses adopt technology. So this wasn't a big career shift for me. It was just something that sort of came naturally, and I really enjoy it.
How about those people that are like holding on dearly to paper? What would you tell them?
I can help them preserve it. I can help them hold on to it in a way that protects it because digital's not for everybody, and I understand that. So there are workshops that we do to help people understand what they have and also to make sure that future generations understand it. And a great thing is for the grandkids to interview the grandparents about the pictures they're looking at. Several generations from now, people are going to have an insight into our lives and our history that we've never been able to have. And family stories shouldn't fade away anymore. They should be preserved and talked about for generations.
Well, I was thinking about this, is doing a podcast interview or a digital audio interview with older folks to have them talking about it and then have the pictures playing in the background.
Yes, we have.
Let's team up.
We have a family who did that. The grandchildren interviewed the grandparents about life during World War II. And they were doing it as part of a school project, but partly because they got interested. They saw the pictures. They wanted to know what was going on. They were curious. Not too long after that, one of the grandparents started to have memory issues and the other one passed away. So now they have these hours and hours of interviews preserved forever.
That's cool. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you and talking to you. I'm glad I got to get back to some of these high schoolers.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your involvement.
Yeah. All right. I'll check back in with Sam and Amanda. Here's what I had to say to them. How did people respond?
Positively, I think. I think most people were interested, you know. A lot of kids have a much better idea about what they wanted to do than I did at their age. So that's exciting.
That is impressive. I was like, one guy had like a 7-step project. He had like, I want to do this, that. I was like, I didn't have that at 17.
All these kids, man, they're very intelligent, very hardworking young people. It's really exciting to see how motivated they are. So.
Maybe next year they'll be sitting here instead of you.
Probably, honestly.
You'll be an on-air personality. Sam's show is Sam, right?
Yeah. I don't know about that, but...
You don't want to be an on-air personality?
No.
Why is that? You don't have anything to say?
No, I just want to do more behind-the-scenes stuff.
Why do you like behind the scenes? Why do you like it more than being on air?
Well, I did some of that stuff for a while, like on-air, like TV, and it's fun and all, but it's just not really what I want to do anymore.
I like the people that go behind the scenes and make it all work. It's surprisingly difficult, like editing and setting things up. It is a lot more challenging than just sitting in front of somebody and asking questions.
Yeah, they're a lot more down to earth, those people usually too. So
yeah. You don't have to deal with the divas.
Yeah.
I said it for you. You didn't have to say it.
Yeah, no, not here though. It's mostly in my past experiences working in TV and stuff. So.
Okay, cool. Well, best of luck. You still have some pens to give away. And we should have thought about next year we'll get something to eat.
Yeah, next year.
Uber Eats.
For sure. We're going to Uber Eats is right. Yeah.
All right. I have Jen Hobby here from 90.
4.1.
4.1. I'm sorry, I don't listen to radio. I'm a podcaster. You know what I mean.
You're very busy. You're recording content. You're producing content.
Editing.
Early in the morning, you got to start listening to the Jeff and Jen show.
I will try it out. So tell me about why should I listen?
Well, we like to get everybody to work and school in a really good mood. Our whole deal is we are the Good Vibe Tribe. We like to feature good news. We like to make you laugh. We like to put you in a happy mood as you start your day because, as you know, there's enough heavy stuff in the world, right?
I totally agree, and I'm always trying to bring good news stories like your husband. I had him on the show. He was excellent. He had the highest number of downloads of any episode.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure why. But he is pretty charismatic.
He is. He has a very good voice. He's really, really passionate about kids. And
he did say a lot.
Education. He did?
Yeah, he did say a lot. But I didn't edit. I edited it. I had to edit. Don't tell him I said that. But no, he's a great guy. You were saying he's passionate about?
He's passionate about kids. I mean, he just, like, ever since the day I met him, like, I know that's what fuels every decision he makes, that just gets him up every day. He gets so excited about just education for kids, like from the classroom to experiential to like all over the place. Like he wants to make a difference in the lives of kids, and he knew it early on in his life, and he's just been laser focused in his career. And I think I get inspired by his passion for them and for leveling the playing field too, to make sure that, you know, in public school that you are getting a superior education, that you are able to go do whatever you want to do in life, whether that's college or not, whatever it is your path is. He wants you to have the most resources and the most opportunities from public school.
Yeah, and the thing I love about podcasting, same thing with you, I guess, is you can tell if someone's on audio, you can tell if someone's not telling the truth. And I could tell Dr. Rivera was very passionate, and he cares, and he wants to make things better. And I can't imagine a harder job than being superintendent of schools. Do people call your house?
Well, we don't have a home phone.
That's smart.
So maybe that is a smart thing. But it's a 24/7 job. I mean, but I think because he loves it so much, it doesn't feel like that to him. We have 2 small children, so that, you know, just time and scheduling becomes a challenge, because if he wanted to or didn't have a family at home, he could be out every night at an event, or he's invited to a lot of different things, and he wants to go to everything, but he also wants to be a really great dad. So we have to draw some boundaries there so that he can be home and do bedtime and read stories and do all of those things that are equally as important, but then also be in the community and attend all the right meetings and the right awards. And, you know, he was at a leadership conference for Cobb Schools last night. And, you know, anything that is going to be directly with kids, he's always like, yes.
If he just had a day off, what things would he like to do?
Well, he gets up at the crack of dawn no matter what. I mean, he's one of those people that he wakes up just going, and he doesn't drink coffee either. I don't know how he does it.
Well, he was a cheerleader.
Yes, it's just that inner spirit, right?
Well, does he like movie night? If he was just, does he ever do things like that, or just kind of relax and hang out?
Yeah, he does. He'll relax and hang out. He'll play with the girls. He likes to run, so he likes to exercise and run. He loves taking the kids to the park. I'm trying to think what we did the last weekend. We were at Laurel Park, just like running around and chasing our kids and feeding the ducks and having a good time. You know, it's hard to have a lot of hobbies when you have a big career and 2 toddlers, you know, because our kids are both under age 5. So that's, you know, when people say to me, what are your hobbies? I'm like, I don't know. I'm a mom.
Okay, give me 3 things.
I don't know what my hobbies are. My kids like gymnastics. Like, that's where we are on the weekends.
Give me 3 things that parents can do to be better at juggling all the things they juggle. Go.
Oh Lord, I have
no journalism degree or anything, so I'm just winging it. Go ahead, 3 things.
I also have no degree in being a mom. I'm slapping it together and figuring it out just like everybody else is, so I don't purport to be an expert on it.
It sounds like doing things you love for your career.
Yes.
That might be one, and then finding time for your family, maybe.
Yeah, I think finding time for your family, like.
Do you have dinners like all together? Try to.
Yeah, that's a big rule in our house.
There's 3 right there.
Yeah, we try to have dinner together every night. Like, even if it's just a couple of frozen chicken nuggets that have been zapped in the microwave, we like try to sit together and at least have a few minutes. What else do we do? we try to carve out date night too, because we want to stay married and like.
Most important relationship you have, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think it's important to cultivate that time. Although it's hard to carve out, we try to do that.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I finally got to meet you, and thanks so much for all you do for the community and Dr. Rivera.
Well, thank you for having me. It's fun to be on this side of the microphone. I'm usually doing what you're doing.
No, that's why I love asking questions.
I know.
I don't know if I would like it flipped around on me.
How am I as an interviewee?
You're good. You're great. You got a lot of energy. You don't have that pause because you're on radio. I can tell that right away. The dead air stuff you don't do.
Right. No dead air. Hopefully not.
You just did it again.
Hopefully not too many ums.
No, you're really good. Easy edit.
All right. Good. Awesome.
All right, thanks.
I'd love to sit down and do a longer podcast sometime too.
Love to, and I think you guys should write a book. How's your daughter doing, by the way?
She is fantastic. Thank you for asking. We just got clear scans from her MRI and blood work on Friday, which means we can go to 6 months without another MRI, so she gets to be a kid and not poked and prodded for a little bit. We'll still do blood work here and there, but her oncologists feel like really good. So her type of cancer was a tumor. It's a germ cell tumor.
You learn all these things, don't you?
All these things. But anyway, there's a possibility of it returning, but after a year, it's a lot less likely, and we've passed that year mark. And then after 3 years, it's highly unlikely. And so we're just racing for that finish line. But we feel really great, and she's 2.5 and yelling at us no and throwing temper tantrums and doing all the normal 2-year-old things, and we couldn't be happier about it.
Well, we'll stop it on there. Thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you.